Chief, take us through the events of last Friday.
So approximately 3:08 p.m. on Friday afternoon, the 911 dispatchers received a call of a house fire on 61 School Street. They alerted the fire department. Our ambulance was lucky enough to be returning from a medical call from Sturdy Hospital. They were legitimately right around the corner. So I had two firefighters, cross paramedics that were in an ambulance legitimately 2 minutes away from that house fire, the reported house fire. They immediately pulled up. There were several 911 calls stating that a person possibly was trapped in there. Heavy smoke and fire in the front room. The ambulance showed up, like I said, 2 minutes from the initial call. We responded from the station, and we were there within another minute. So companies were on scene in 2 minutes, and the fire truck was there within another minute from that. Hydrant area, so there was fire hydrants, no problem with water supply. Heavy fire showing on arrival. Was confirmed that there was a person trapped. The members did an outstanding, aggressive interior attack of that fire while conducting a primary search for that occupant. They did locate the occupant on this secondary search due to the heavy fire load and the smoke. There was no animals in the house. There was reported that there was possibly a couple dogs that were in the house. There was no animals in the house. We did evacuate the home for a brief period of time due to the roof collapsing from that heavy fire load. Reevaluated everything and sent the guys back in to finally extinguish the fire internally. Coordinated chaos, I'd like to call it. You know, a lot of things going on at once, and you got to take in fact the safety measures of everything. You know, this time of year it hits home. It's a smaller community. Plainville's a small community. Everybody kind of knows one another around here. So, you know, being near the holidays and stuff, it's tough for even the guys working that don't know the families. It hits home for them too. Everybody did an outstanding job, and the thoughts and prayers are still with that family. You know, the guys are still talking about it right now. It's an unfortunate event, and you know, it's hitting home around here.
The Sun Chronicle had spoken to, I guess, the victim's sister, and she told the paper that, you know, he was able to walk around the house. There was also a wheelchair there. So it sounds like had he been able to, he might have been able to at least get out of the house. But where the fire was probably where he was at the time. And hopefully for his sake, it was quick.
Yeah, correct. And again, there was a lot of misleading reports initially. There was somebody in the house. There was somebody not in the house. The person was immobile. You know, I know the family. It's tough because he wasn't wheelchair bound, but he did have a significant medical history, which made him slow going. And like I said, there was a wheelchair in the house. There was a walker in the house. It seemed though he was, you know, limited to almost a first floor residence, you know, right. And the heavy fire load in that, and was that whole front room area, and that reached out to the garage a little bit. So with that being said, yeah, it's tough. You know, it's still under investigation through the state fire marshal's office, the fire department, and Plainville police. But he was on home oxygen, and that doesn't, you know, that obviously helps fuel a fire in that situation. And then with all the open areas in that house, it's kind of wide open. That's how that fast-moving fire took place pretty quickly.
So what do they look for, State Fire Marshal's Office? Well, what do they look for in an investigation like this?
Yeah, so they'll go for, you know, a cause and origin, right? How was it started? What other factors that contribute to that? You know, was it arson? Was it not arson? They bring the dogs in, the crime scene. They call it the crime scene photographers come in. They take professional photos. They document everything. Excuse me. So you can legitimately tell a fire pattern and how the fire actually acted in a residence or outside. So you can tell heavy burn patterns, how it spread, which direction it spread. So that's what they're going with now. You know, they documented everything. They came in, they got all the information that they could. They interviewed everybody. So, you know, that report I'm assuming will be coming out very shortly.